Okay, so as per today's unit, that is main biological processes in plants, we are going to learn several processes that take place in the plant body that are very much different from the animal body. Right? Now, when we talk about our body, Puta, in the previous lessons, we have learned the nervous system, the excretory system, the digestive system, the respiratory system. But we don't see these activities or processes in the plant body. Rather, we see some different processes that take place. So, in this unit, you have for about 4. What's the number? That would be 4 processes that take place in the plant body. So the words, just go through these words. Photosynthesis, that's the first one. Then you can see 11.2, transportation, right? Under transportation, there are different techniques. So we'll be learning about that also. That's the second one, transportation. Then comes the third, transpiration. Transpiration, that's the third one. Then finally, you will be learning something called guttation. Right? So what are the 4 processes, Uta? What are the 4 terms? Sarah?
Yes, miss.
What are the 4 terms? First one is
Photo
photosynthesis. Then
uh what is this? Photosynthesis, transportation, diffusion.
transportation, transpiration, and guttation. Those are the main 4. Make sense? Diffusion,
Yeah.
osmosis, you will be learning under transportation. Harada Puta. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, go through the summary, please. Sarah, start reading the summary.
Plants are considered as the main living component that describes much for the proper existence and security of an environment. Plants ensure their existence by biological processes. Some biological processes carried out by plants are photosynthesis, transportation, and transpiration. It is important to transport water, a raw material of photosynthesis, to the leaves and also starch, a product of photosynthesis, to the necessary parts of the plant. The mechanisms such as diffusion, osmosis help the plant to absorb water from soil by the root hairs. Mass flow is the mechanism used to transport produced food along the phloem. Transpiration and the guttation are important for the efficiency of transportation within the plant. The plants in xeric environments show many adaptations to minimize transpiration. The existence of plants ensures the conservation of environment.
Yeah, conservation of environment. So the main processes, photosynthesis, transportation, transpiration. Other than that, you have something called guttation, right? So 4 main processes. So how are these processes taking place? That's something we have to learn. And the mechanisms. When we talk about transportation, what are the 2 ways? Diffusion, osmosis, right? So these words might be very new. Photosynthesis, of course, you know what photosynthesis is. But the other words, you have to keep repeating yourself, Buddha, right? Diffusion, osmosis, transportation, transpiration, guttation. You have to be very thorough with these terms, right? So definitions play an important role. You must know the definitions. Okay, right. Okay, so we'll go through one by one, okay, of these processes. So the first one, Puta, photosynthesis. You know what is photosynthesis, isn't it? So what is photosynthesis? Production of food using sunlight. Production of food using sunlight. So now you have to know an exact definition. You have to know an exact definition without missing out any part of this definition, right? Now, it's a process, no puta. Hondata haganone, right? Listen to me very carefully. This is a process, right? However, this process needs certain things. This process need certain things, right? And also, by the need of it, right? Let's tell that it needs what do we tell, the reactants kila piliyamo, right? You know this term reactants, right? You know the term reactants. So from these reactants there is a certain product that you are going to produce, right? Okay, so when you go through the term photosynthesis, right, you have certain reactants. You need these two to produce these two. These are, so this, what you have on the left hand side, we call it as the reactants. What you have on the right hand side, we call it as the products. And in order to get this one from this one, you need two things: light energy and chlorophyll. Okay, so what is photosynthesis? If in your exams they ask you such a question, right, your answer, your definition must contain all of it. So you must know to put them in proper words. Now, I'm not going to read this out, okay? I'm not going to read this out. But looking at this equation, Uta ahaganna, looking at this equation, I can come up with a definition. Photosynthesis is the process of producing food, within brackets glucose and oxygen, using carbon dioxide and water with the presence of light energy in the plant body, within brackets chlorophyll, right? Okay, so you must be able to put them in proper words. Does that make sense, Puta?
Yeah.
Okay, Huda is here. Huda, did you understand that part? I can't hear you, Puta.